No, he doesn't want a deal.
What?
No, it depends on what the boss says. Let me call you back.
Anything at all? Details? Character? Detective Turpin.
Mr. Beadler. So what we got?
Male, late 30s. Judging by rigor mortis, I place the time of death early evening.
ID?
Yes, finger scans matched a Philip Crane. I will give you one guess as to who his friends are. Were
Intergang.
night security found him propped up over there.
Not a lot of blood around. Obviously moved in states.
Like the others.
Third one in 2 weeks. Same MO. Toy soldier. What's he saying?
Sir, are you all right? I mean, with the...
I'm fine. Tell me about the building.
Right, it's a dry cleaner's, but something is off about it.
I'd say. Since when does a dry cleaner need night security?
Comforting, actually. I have a couple dresses in there that I'd hate to see stolen. Detective?
Miss Lane, what exactly do you think you're doing here?
Well, I was just...
Come on.
Hey!
Let's go.
So did I hear correctly? Is this another member of Intergang?
Investigation is ongoing.
Oh, come on. Give me something. You know, it's not every day that there's a crazy killer running around Metropolis. It's more of a Gotham thing. Kind of on non-speaking terms with you, is that right now?
Okay, I'll give you something. The next time you decide to walk onto an active crime scene, I won't just be escorting you across the line.
I'll just...
Yeah.
Hey, Detective, wait. Can I just ask you one more question? You know, off the record, of course. Have you ever heard of Bruno Mannheim?
Oh, yeah. Real stand-up guy. What about him?
Well, it's just my ongoing piece on these Toy Man murders.
Toy Man?
It sounded appropriate. I don't know if this will help or not, but I figure I throw you a bone, you throw me a bone.
Let's get to the point, Miss Lane, please.
Right. Well, it seems as though the deeper I dig into these victims, his name always pops up somewhere. With all of them being Intergang, it just seems a little suspicious, don't you think?
Sleazy businessman attached to a crime syndicate is nothing new. You dig deep enough, you'll find a man like that attached to anything unsavory.
So then you do think he might have ties to Intergang. Okay, what about these murders? Do you think... And of course, you're not going to answer.
Stay out of trouble, Miss Lang.
Lois Lane, huh?
Unfortunately.
Always been a fan of her work. Though, not a good speller, I hear. Right. Where were we?
Dry cleaners.
Yes, this is an odd one, actually. It's owned by Globe Enterprise, right? Which itself is owned by various companies, LLCs, corporations around the globe. Which in turn is owned by more companies around the world. And so,
And please.
right, it all traces back here to Metropolis. There's a company called Mannheim Holding. You heard of it?
Of course.
Sir?
I think it's time I find someone willing to talk. And I know just the guy to press.
Hey, Rudy.
Hey, what you got? Why are you running, Jones, huh?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to catch the
thought
bus.
we were pals, huh? I went by your apartment. You weren't there. It's a real rat hole, by the way. Oh, man. Figured you'd be working late.
I think you broke my nose, man.
Good. So, what do we have here?
Wait, hey. No,
Pretty high tech for a janitor.
I was borrowing it.
Yeah, sure. I don't think your PO's gonna be too happy to hear that you're stealing. Let me guess. Job doesn't pay enough for your old habits?
Nah, man. It's not that. I swear.
Yeah? Enlighten me.
Okay, man, okay. Protection, all right? Protection. I was gonna sell that and buy a piece. Not like I can just walk in and get one.
Why do you need protection?
You watch the news, man? Some psycho going around killing Intergang members. Those guys.
What a coincidence. So you are back with Intergang. It's exactly what I wanted to talk with you about.
Not really. I just know those guys.
Save it! Look, if you tell me what I want to know, I may have a lapse in memory about some other things. What do you know about this killer? Why is he only taking out Intergang?
I don't know, man. Some freak. Face like a doll. It's not a vigilante, though. It's something about revenge.
Revenge? How do you know?
Heard some guy talking. He got attacked a few months back before all those murders started. Guy tried to stab him with a knife. It looked like a kid's toy. Screaming something about right and wrongs. He fought the dude off, and the guy just disappeared. Like a ghost.
Righting wrongs? What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know, man. Who am I? Nobody tells me this stuff. Hell, it just seems like each murder is somebody higher up the ladder. If you ask me, looks like somebody's trying to send a message to the top.
Mannheim.
Oh, oh, I didn't say nothing about no Mannheim, whoever that is.
Relax, Jones. I know Mannheim is running Intergang. Feel free to tell him I said hello. Or maybe I'll tell him myself.
Oh, hey. Yeah, I mean, we never had this conversation, remember?
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
You can at least let me keep that thing?
What for? If what you said about the killer going up the chain is true, he won't be coming after some low-life parasite like you.
Man, you're terrible, man.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
Lois Lane.
You believe this? Some psycho son of a bitch is going around killing our boys, and some people are praising him like he's some kind of hero. And what are you doing to try to find him? Nothing.
We're looking everywhere for him, Mr. Mannheim.
Oh, yeah? Well, pretty soon you're going to be looking under the ground the way things are going.
Mr. Mannheim? Detective Turpin's here to see ya.
Yeah, send him in.
Also, the British guy caught again. What do you want me to tell him?
Him again? I don't even know who the hell he is. I don't want to see him.
You want me to stick around, boss?
No, go take a walk. Make sure everything on the floor is good, just in case he decides to snoop around.
Mr. Mannheim, thank you for finally meeting with me.
Always a pleasure to see you, Detective. Have a seat. Sorry if you've had to wait, but, I am trying to run a business here. I'm sure you know how it is.
Sure. But I never asked you about your business. What is it again?
Oh, various things. We got real estate brokerage, stocks, insurance. I'm a man of many talents, Detective, and so is my business.
Yeah, I bet.
Is that why you came down here to ask me about my business ventures?
No, actually, I was wondering if you might look at a few photos for me.
Certainly.
Recognize any of these men?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Look again.
Sorry. What do they have to do with me anyway?
These men have all been affiliated either with buildings that you own or have records showing they've received payments from your company.
Well, the last time I checked, it wasn't illegal to lease space or to be employed by a company. So I'm just not following where you're going with this.
They're also convicted felons with ties to a group calling themselves Intergang. I'm sure you've heard of them. Oh, and all three men were recently found dead, each in a similar and quite disturbing manner. Oddly enough, also near buildings that you own.
What are you trying to say, Detective? Are you accusing me of murdering these men?
No, but I think you have information on who is.
This may not be LexCorp, Detective, but I have a lot of employees and I own a lot of buildings. I have a hard enough time just trying to keep track on who's paying the rent or not. Like this guy. Some old washed-up Houdini wannabe. Nobody goes to see him perform, so he's behind on his rent. And he gives me grief. See, these are the things that command my attention, Detective. Just because some jerks go out and get themselves killed doesn't mean I know about it.
I suppose not. So what happened over there? Lose a sports bet?
What?
Looks like something in that paper just didn't sit right with you.
I'd be careful if I were you, Detective.
Is that a threat?
Well, not a physical one, at least. It just seems that your questioning is borderline accusation. I don't think my attorney would appreciate that.
Well, thank you for your time.
Oh, and my condolences for your partner. Seemed like it was a real good cop.
There is one last odd thing about this case. Seems like all the victims have been purposely made to look like a toy soldier.
And?
Every soldier has a general. Mr. Mannheim.
Betty, have you seen Marco?
I think I saw him heading upstairs earlier.
All right.
I think I'm gonna head out for the day, Mr.
Marco? Marco, is that you? Son of a bitch. So you're the guy.
That's me. Up for a game of dodgeball, Mr. Mannheim.
You think you scare me with all this? You're out. You're a crazy son of a bitch, I'll give you that. But it's game over, pal.
I'm afraid the game is far from over, Mr. Mannheim. And I'm not your pal. Oh, ashes to ashes, we all fall down.
Is this Turpin?
Good evening, Detective. This is Lois.
Lane. Yeah, I have your number.
Oh. Well, I guess that explains why you usually get voicemail.
What can I do for you, Miss Lane?
Are you still working the Toy Man case?
I don't want to call it that, but yes. If you're looking for any new quotes, I don't have any.
Well, that would be nice, but that's not why I'm calling. I was digging through our old archives, and I think I found something that you might be interested in.
Yeah? What's that?
A direct connection to Mannheim. I found this old article from 30 years ago about some toy maker named Winslow Schott.
Sent away for money laundering and tax evasion. Classic.
That's not the interesting part. Check out the bottom of the article. The comment from the building's owner.
Bruno Mannheim.
Bingo. And he's also in the police report, but he was only questioned, never charged.
This explains why there's nothing in this file. How did you get most of these things? I'm still waiting on a warrant for half of this stuff. Don't worry about it. It's all right. So why did you give me this? Don't you normally want the whole story for yourself?
Usually. But to be honest, I think there's something bigger going on here. And not just with this case. I want the Mannheim story. And I thought maybe...
If you throw me a bone, I'll throw you a bone. Is that how it went? Look, I'll make you a deal. You help me take down Mannheim, and I'll give you the damn exclusive.
Well, all right then, partner. Oh, no, I am so sorry. I wasn't thinking.
It's fine. It's been over 6 months. But this case has brought back some bad memories.
Maybe it's none of my business, but what happened? I mean, the story never really made it to the papers.
Nothing to tell, really. He was from Gotham, went home to visit his family, never came back. Swallowed up by a cesspool created by a corrupt police department that can't manage their own city. They rely on a masked vigilante to do their job.
But from all reports, crime's been down since the Batman appeared.
I'm not discounting what he does, but ever since he first showed up, it seems like the freaks have been doing nothing but running amok. That's why I want to solve this case. With this toy man, it seems like the freaks are beginning to spill over into Metropolis. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let this city fall into the same fate as Gotham. There'll be no freaks and no vigilantes in this city as long as I'm breathing.
So you're saying you wouldn't welcome the help taking out the bad guy? Some super person swooping in to save the day?
What I'm saying is, Metropolis has a police department for a reason. And as long as we do our job, we have no need for them.
Hello, Miss Lynn. Glad to see you're awake. Oh, don't be alarmed. I'm not going to hurt you, provided you play nice fashion.
Your Winslow shot.
Junior.
What can I do for you, miss?
Winslow Shot was my father. My name is Winslow Shot Jr., though I'm quite fond of the name you gave me.
He had a son? Did you change my clothes?
Yes. Much better, don't you think?
Sure, I guess. What exactly do you want from me?
We're going to play a little game, Miss Lynn. Can you guess what that game is?
Hopefully not house.
No. We're going to play reporter. You're already very good at it.
I guess. So what's with the mask?
What mask?
Right. So what exactly will I be reporting?
The truth, Miss Lynn. You see, I've read your articles, and while they're very good, they're not exactly the full truth.
So then what's the truth?
I'll show you. Come, follow me.
Beadler, I need for you to trace the call coming to my phone and send the location. I need it yesterday.
Bruno Mannheim, what did you do to him?
He woke up before I could get him tied down and tried to escape. That's against the rules. There are punishments for cheating this thing.
You're making a big mistake, you sick freak. You don't know who you're messing with. My boys are gonna find you, and you're gonna pay. Big time!
You're so funny. But I'm afraid the only one who's going to pay tonight is you. You see, you've broken far too many rules and caused far too much pain. We've got to make things right.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know who the hell you are.
That's the problem. You've hurt so many that you don't even remember. But don't worry, I'm going to help you remember. And it's going to be fun. Time to take notes, Miss Lane. Better make sure they're good ones. Story time! This one is the story of the old toy maker. The toy maker loved only two things in the world: his son and making toys. However, as things go, the toy maker fell upon hard times and thought he'd have to close the factory. But then one day, a man showed up with all the money the toy maker would need. They thought this man was an angel, but actually, he was the devil. A devil with his own evil plans. And when the police showed up, he made it look like it was all the toy maker's fault. And he was thrown in jail. Clang! Being separated from his son was much too hard for his heart to bear, and it gave out. Now, alone in this world, his son was passed from foster home to foster home, like an unwanted toy. And as the years went by, the boy began to realize that the world is an evil place, but it can be saved. Toys are the answer. Toys bring joy to everyone. But these days, they've been cast aside. To restore that, the boy must first destroy the man who started it all. So you see, Miss May, I'm not the bad one here. He is. He lied. It wasn't fair. He took away my father.
Your father knew exactly what he was getting into.
Liar! You cheated. And cheaters only get one thing. Death. And once you are gone, Mr. Mannheim, I can save the rest of the children. I'll bring them all here. And we can make toys and play forever. But first, you have to die. Are you ready to die, Mr. Mannheim?
Hurry up and untie me.
Oh, you weren't a Boy Scout by any chance, were you?
Just find the end and work back from there.
I don't see an end. Wait, the knife.
Where the hell did he go?
I'm disappointed in you, Miss Lane. I told you there were consequences for breaking the rules.
LPD! Let her go, Shot.
No! You weren't invited. This is only a 3-player game.
This isn't a game. Time to make the right choices. Whatever issues you have with Mannheim have nothing to do with her.
Someone has to tell the truth. It has to be made right.
I can't help you if I'm dead.
Shut up! Okay, I have an idea. We're going to play with an old toy my father gave me.
I'm not playing, Shot.
You have no choice. My father gave me this. I loved it very much. We used to play a game called When the Music Stops. It's a lot like red light, green light. You know that one, don't you? Here, line us up. I'm going to let the music play. And if you can free her before it stops, I'll let everyone go. But if you can't, then I will slit her throat.
No way this can work in your favor, Shot. Let her go now. Last warning.
I'm afraid you have no choice. Here we go. Good luck, Detective. Time's up.
This is Turpin. Need a medic at my location.
I suppose I should thank you, Detective.
No need. Came from Miss Lane.
Oh, please. Call me Lois. I've had enough Miss Lanes for one night.
Well, Lois, I suppose you won't be writing about any of this, being that there's nothing to it. Perhaps my attorney will straighten everything out for you. So am I free to go, Detective?
For now. But make yourself available. I'm sure I'll have questions for you.
I look forward to it, Detective.
You know, it's a shame that such humble beginnings have to come to such a tragic end. Makes you wonder if there's anyone left in the world to look up to.
Monsters like Shot aren't born. They're created by people like Bruno Mannheim. Who knows how many lives he's ruined? How many monsters he's put out there? I just need one thing. To put him away.
I've got connections you can only dream of. But if you want my help, you know what I ask in return.
Perhaps I'll take you up on that. You'll be around?
Rather than convincing my boss that I don't want to share my office with a new hire, I'll make myself available.
I feel sorry for that poor bastard already.
Detective Turpin.
Yes.
I'm Maggie Sawyer. I just transferred from Star City.
That wouldn't be Captain Sawyer, would it?
Yes, actually.
Well, your reputation precedes you.
As does yours. Terrible Turpin, wasn't it?
What can I do for you?
I'm starting a task force here in Metropolis under the orders of the Commissioner. It's a special crimes unit, and I could use someone like you on board to help me set it up. Your recent encounter with the Toy Man makes me think you're perfect for the job. So what do you say? Partners?
Partners.
Yeah, my guy down at the precinct said that all they found was a mask. But believe me, if he's out there, I'm gonna be ready for him. Hold on. Let me call you back. There's a dead man here. You know what? You picked the wrong week to mess with me, pal. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3 to get out of here.
There'll be no need for that, Mr. Mannheim. I'm simply here to make a deal.
You're that Englishman that keeps calling. Save the pitch. I ain't buying. Like I said, 1, 2... Okay. All right, you got my attention.
I'm here on behalf of my employer. We'd like to offer you our services.
Yeah? What kind of services?
Mainly technological. What I was able to do with your gun is just a small taste of what could be at your command, should you decide to go into business with my employer.
Oh, yeah? Well, who's your employer?
Someone very influential, I assure you. However, as part of the deal, that information shall remain confidential until my employer deems it necessary. And until that time, all communication will go through me. There's a war brewing, Mr. Mannheim. You want to be on the winning side, don't you?
All right. I'm listening.
Outstanding. Now allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kanto.